I saw a tweet, that same day, by the person who annulled the election, that's, former head of state, General Babangida, and he said that, he was glad that the election was conducted, but the freest, fairest election was conducted by himself. And I've heard him in interviews say that nobody gives him credit, for conducting a free and fair election, actually the freest and fairest election in
Nigeria. We
Nigeria.
cannot give him credit because he did not follow through.
Oh.
He did not follow through. We encouraged him, my father encouraged him, and he said he was afraid to die because if he said that certain people in the army would kill him. I think, they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths.
Yes, before it starts.
A courageous man dies but once. So I think that really captures what happened with General Babangida. And what he did, his failure to hand over based on the election results of 1993, really harmed this country. Look at where we were in 1993. Your people in Delta, people in many states in the east, people in states in the north, even in my father's opponent, Alhaji Bashir Tofa State in Kano, voted for Abiola.
Yes.
Christians, who are half of Nigeria's population, overlooked the fact that he had a Muslim ticket.
Yes.
And they said, let us set aside things like ethnicity and religion and just vote for a team that we think can deliver. Nigerians were ready to be Nigerians. Then all of a sudden you have an annulment. Then because the annulment is so unjust, you now try to reduce a national victory and make it a Southwest
ethnic
Yoruba affair. And since that time, you can't even imagine Nigerians backing a Muslim ticket today or a Christian ticket today. Even with so there's so many ethnic balancing, religious balancing.
Yes.
And it's painful. The country was pushed back, and I could weep because I know that the whole continent of Africa is depending on Nigeria. Not just the whole continent of Africa, the whole black race is depending on this country. Should this country rise, the disrespect, the racism that all of Africa and black people endure all over the world will shift, because what the black world needs is dignity. And once we have the biggest black nation in the world is Nigeria, and once it can stand on its feet, the whole world will look at the black world differently.
Absolutely.
And yet this man, because of his fears, I just think that he said he would have been killed, but they called him the Maradona. He should have applied all his ingenuity, his genius, to figuring out a way that we would have honored the June 12th.